It begins with the fading of light. Not all at once, and not just the sun. The body listens to light in a language all its own, softening shadows, amber horizons, dimming screens. Somewhere behind your eyes, cells begin whispering a message that has been passed down for millions of years. It's time. You may think your first yawn is simple, a stretch, a sigh, but that gentle opening of the jaw is a signal fire to the brain, a quiet message that the waking day is closing, that your body is preparing for one of its greatest acts of restoration. Tonight, we follow that message, from the yawn to the neuron, from the eye to the pineal gland, from conscious thought into the soft silence of sleep. Breathe in and let it go. As daylight disappears, special photoreceptors in your retina, the melanopsin-containing ganglion cells, detect not just brightness, but the hue of the world around you. They don't care for shape or motion, only light. And as that light dims to twilight blues and purples, they send a signal not to the visual cortex, but to a tiny region buried deep in your brain, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. This is the timekeeper, your master clock, a cluster of just 20,000 neurons, no larger than a grain of rice. Yet it governs the rhythms of your entire body, heart, liver, lungs, temperature, hormone release, and more. Right now, your SCN is winding down the day's symphony. It's turning down alertness, quieting the adrenal hum, lowering your core body temperature by 0.5 degree, maybe more. You may not notice it, but your body does. Your feet cool, your skin tingles, your thoughts stretch thin and long. You are crossing the threshold. In response to the SCN's signal, your pineal gland begins secreting melatonin hormone shaped like the hush of night. It's not a sedative, not a sleeping pill. Melatonin does not force sleep, it opens the door. Its role is to whisper to the rest of your body, night has come. It is safe now. You can let go. Melatonin binds to receptors in your brain's hypothalamus, in your bloodstream, in your gut. It shifts your blood pressure ever so slightly downward. It nudges cortisol to retreat. It slows your thinking, not by silencing it, but by softening the edges. Thoughts become foggy. Memories stretch. Time wobbles. This is the entrance. You are already drifting closer. Breathe in deeply. Now exhale, slow and long. Let the weight of your limbs settle. Outside your body, the world may still move, but inside, systems begin to dim. Your reticular activating system, the network that keeps your brain alert, begins to loosen its grip. Frontal cortex activity reduces. The chatter quiets. That voice in your head, the one that loops through to-do lists, replays conversations, overthinks the silence. It begins to lose clarity, not disappear, not yet, but it forgets its script. Words blur, language starts to fragment. This is not failure. This is the brain unthreading, unwinding. The process is guided by ancient biology. It's built into your DNA. You do not have to earn sleep. You only have to allow it. Let that truth sink in. There is no prize for pushing through exhaustion. There is no medal for resisting rest. Your body knows more than your plans, more than your phone, more than the glowing reminders of unfinished tasks. Tonight, all those things can wait. You are returning to a state your body has always known. You may feel your breath change, slower now, more rhythmic. This too is biological. As melatonin rises, your parasympathetic nervous system begins to dominate the system of rest, the system of digestion, healing, and stillness. Heart rate drops, blood vessels relax, digestive activity slows to a murmur, and in your lungs, breath flows deeper, not because you try, but because your body chooses it. You are not falling asleep, you are being drawn into it. Imagine a current like a tide gently pulling you away from the shores of the waking world. You do not resist, you float. In the background, your default mode network awakens. Strange, isn't it? In sleep, something within becomes more active, not less. This network, a constellation of brain regions across your medial prefrontal cortex, posterior cingulate, and inferior parietal lobes, comes alive when you are not focused on anything. It is the home of daydreams, of memory, of the quiet voice that narrates your inner life. As you lie here with eyes heavy and thoughts softened, your default mode network begins to hum. It connects the dots, processes emotion, prepares your brain for the dream worlds to come. And yet, all of it happens gently, quietly, like footsteps muffled by snow. You are no longer trying to sleep. You are being allowed. Let us pause here. Let your breath carry you. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now let go of counting. Let rhythm do the work. Feel the warmth in your shoulders. Feel the softness behind your knees. Notice how your jaw has released its tension. You are safe here. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where your body needs you to be, still, present. In a few minutes, the next stage will come. It always does. Stage N1, the beginning of true sleep. A light threshold where reality flickers, where muscles twitch, where gravity begins to feel imaginary. But that part can wait. For now, rest in this in-between, the liminal space, the moment after the first yawn, before the first dream. You are floating, you are dissolving, and the science behind all of it is only part of the wonder, because what matters most is that it works. Your body remembers. Let it do what it has always done. Close your eyes and drift. Below is the continuation of your immersive, scientifically grounded, 3-hour adult sleep story. There is a moment hard to describe, but easy to feel, when the day loosens its grip on you. It happens not with a crash, but with a shift, a tilt, a quiet melting. 1 second, you are listening to the world around you. The next, you are inside something else, a slower rhythm, a deeper silence, a world of softened color, where thoughts no longer follow straight lines. This is not yet full sleep, but it is the descent. You are sinking in. At this stage, the brain's electrical activity begins to shift. Where once beta waves buzzed sharp, focused, fast, you now drift toward alpha, then toward theta. Alpha waves are the gatekeepers of stillness. You feel them when you close your eyes, but remain awake when your thoughts become fluid. The noise of decision-making dims. It's what meditation practitioners train for, but your brain, naturally and nightly, arrives here on its own. You are no longer solving problems. You are no longer holding a narrative. You are letting go. And just beyond the alpha state, something even softer emerges. Theta waves. These are the waves of intuition, of fleeting dreams, of mental wandering. Through landscapes, both strange and familiar, you are crossing that border now. Not abruptly, not all at once, but breath by breath. Somewhere inside your brain, your thalamus, the great relay station, begins to throttle its gate. During the day, it lets in everything, every sound, every light, every sensation. But as you sink into early sleep, it starts to close the door. The thalamus quiets the sensory traffic. It begins to block out the world. Not because the world is gone, but because your body knows you don't need it right now. You are going inward. The outside may still exist, a creak in the floor, a shift in the wind. But your brain, gently and wisely, begins to ignore it. Meanwhile, your muscles soften. Not because you tell them to, but because your motor cortex reduces its output. Spinal reflexes slow. Tiny, involuntary jerks might flutter through your limbs. Hypnic twitches, they're called. Perfectly normal. Your body's way of letting go of control. Some say it's an evolutionary leftover, a primate bracing itself for falling from a tree. But in you, tonight, it's simply a reminder. The line between waking and sleeping is porous, and you are crossing it. Feel your fingers relax, your toes uncurl. The muscles of your face, those hard-working messengers of emotion, finally release. No more pretending, no more holding back. This is the unraveling. This is safety returning to the body. Your autonomic nervous system is shifting further. The balance tips away from the sympathetic auroflight response and toward the parasympathetic rest, digest, restore. The vagus nerve, the great wandering nerve that touches heart, lungs, and gut, begins to dominate. Heart rate slows, blood pressure decreases, stomach motility quiets to a whisper. This is how the body knows it's allowed to recover. Every organ, every system gets the signal. We are entering repair mode. Even your immune system listens. White blood cell activity reorganizes. Cytokine signaling begins to adjust. The pathways for cleaning the brain, the glymphatic systems, start to prepare for their deep cleaning shift later in the night. All of this while you rest, while you do nothing. This is biology's lullaby. It plays without you noticing, and still you are the center of it. Let your breath follow the rhythm of your heartbeat, not forced, not counted, just noticed. Feel the exhale grow longer. Feel the inhale grow lighter. You are drifting toward stage N1 sleep, the first stage of non-REM, not deep, not dream-filled, but essential. This is the twilight phase. You are not quite awake, not quite asleep. You hover, float, blur at the edges. Thoughts begin to fragment. A voice you heard today repeats, but in a different context. A room appears, but its walls are made of waves. A word echoes, then dissolves before it finishes. This is the threshold, and it is beautiful. In stage N1, your brain's connectivity shifts. Neurons fire more erratically. The default mode network gives way to the task-negative stata, loosening of conscious control. Sensory input fades, but memory flickers. This is when hypnagogic imagery arises. Fleeting scenes, abstract patterns, faces that appear and vanish, soundscapes with no source. They mean nothing and everything. Do not chase them. Do not question them. Let them come. Let them pass. They are like birds over the sea. They do not stay, but they belong. The body may still shift. You might roll slightly, scratch and itch, adjust your pillow. That's okay. Sleep is not a line. It is a spiral, a cycle. You drift in, you drift out, then deeper still. The prefrontal cortex, the seat of logic, is going quiet now. It's no longer filtering thought. It's no longer editing. That's why thoughts in this stage can feel strange, disjointed, surreal. But they are also rich, unburdened, wild. The mind is playing with itself, trying on costumes, testing ideas, floating through unformed dreams. No need to interpret, just allow. You are still breathing, still warm, still whole. And soon, you'll slip into stage N2, where the world will fall even further away. But not yet, for now. Rest. In the space between, let the last pieces of the day dissolve. Let your breath carry you, as if on water. You are not doing anything wrong. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. You are sinking into rhythms older than language, into healing you do not need to understand. The science of sleep is not cold. It is not mechanical. It is sacred, organic, flawless, and right now, it is welcoming you home. Close your eyes, unclench your thoughts. Float on the slow waves of your breath. It begins like slipping beneath warm water. There is no sound of entry, no sudden shift in gravity, just the gentle sense that you've crossed a boundary. Something is different. The light has changed, not the light outside, but the one inside you. The landscape is not familiar anymore, but it's not frightening either. It's not the waking world, and it's not quite dreaming. It's something in between. Welcome to Stage 1 Sleep, also known as N1, the portal. This is where real sleep begins. Delicate and mysterious thresholds your brain passes through each night. Imagine it like a thin veil between two realities. On one side, full wakefulness. On the other, deeper sleep. And in the middle, a world of flickers, fragments, and quiet. Unraveling, your consciousness is no longer tethered. Not fully. It's beginning to float, untethered from the day's weight. Let it drift. Right now, your brain is transitioning. Its waves, those rhythmic pulses of electrical activity, have slowed dramatically. Beta waves, fast, high-frequency signals associated with alertness, problem-solving, and external engagement. Then, in rest and calm, alpha waves emerge, more relaxed, gentle, still aware, but here, in Stage 1, theta waves dominate. Theta is a slower, dreamier rhythm. These waves are associated with creativity, intuition, deep emotion, and spiritual insight. Children live closer to theta. Artists often access it in flow. But for most of us, theta only arrives in sleep. And here it is now rippling softly through your mind like warm, shallow water. Let it move through you. Your thoughts begin to blur. Not just quiet, but different. Words lose their linear shape. Memories become mixed with fantasy. Time becomes viscous. A single second might feel stretched like a horizon or lost altogether. This is the brain unbinding. The prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for planning, logic, and self-control, begins to step aside. It's not gone, but it's no longer running the show. Instead, other parts of your brain step forward. Ancient, intuitive regions, emotional networks, associative processors. This is why, in Stage 1, you might feel like you're half dreaming, half remembering, or walking through a place that never existed but still feels familiar. Don't fight it. Don't try to understand it. You are not meant to analyze sleep. You are meant to enter it. Somewhere deep inside your brainstem, a subtle shift is taking place. The reticular activating system, which kept your brain alert during the day, continues to pull back. It's handing over control to sleep circuits now, particularly those driven by GABA, a powerful inhibitory neurotransmitter that acts like a brake on your waking self. As GABA floods key areas, your thalamus, the relay station of the brain, begins to close its gates. Sensory signals from the world, sounds, lights, touches, are still there, but they no longer travel fully to your cortex. The messages don't stop, but they become irrelevant. The brain chooses silence, and that silence is where sleep grows. As you rest here, your body continues to respond. Your eyes, though closed, may gently roll behind the lids. This is not REM sleep. Not yet, but it is a trace of the transition. A neurological echo from when our ancestors watched the skies, even as they drifted into unconsciousness. Your muscles, too, are quieter now, and yet they may twitch. This is called a hypnic jerk, a sudden, involuntary muscle contraction that can jolt you for a moment. It's harmless, common, and surprisingly meaningful. Some theories say it's a remnant of evolution, when our ancestors slept in trees, and the brain would check that we weren't falling. Others believe it's part of the handoff between the brain's motor cortex and the growing influence of the spinal inhibitory systems. An adjustment in control as you fall asleep. Whatever the reason, if it happens, welcome it. You're not waking up, you're going deeper. You may begin to experience something strange now, a phenomenon known as hypnagogic hallucinations. These are brief, vivid, perceptual events that occur as you drift through stage 1. They are not dreams, not quite. They're fragments, glitches of imagery, sound, or motion, a face, a color, a falling sensation, a voice without source. They rise from the collision of memory, imagination, and sensory closure. One moment you might see a staircase that doesn't exist. The next, a shimmer of water. A single word spoken from lips you've never seen. It's not nonsense. Brain recalibrating, organizing the chaos of the day. Testing which circuits still need rest, and which are ready to disconnect. Allow them. Observe them without effort. They will pass like mist. You are safe. The body's chemistry is shifting to your levels of acetylcholine associated with attention have decreased, which built up all day as you used energy, is now at its peak. Its presence contributes to your growing sleep pressure, the feeling that pulls you deeper. And melatonin, still present, continues its steady rhythm, reinforcing the message. Let go, drift, trust. This cocktail of chemistry is precise, delicate, masterfully balanced. You are not just falling asleep across a threshold, and the brain has done this before. Every night of your life, even before you were born. It knows the way. Let your breath match your body now. There is no need to control it. Just notice it. Is it slower? Yes. Softer? Yes. You are entering the rhythm of sleep. Inhale gently. Hold for a moment. Exhale. Let it melt out of you. Let your body feel heavy. Let the bed hold all of you. Let your bones feel forgotten. There is nothing to carry anymore. Around you, neural networks continue their gentle shift. The salience network, which scans for danger and novelty, is deactivating. No more alerts, no more emotional spikes. The world is not gone. It's just not urgent. The limbic system, where emotion and memory live, remains softly awake. This is where dreams will begin to form later. But for now, it simply holds you, cradles you, sings a quiet lullaby of familiarity, even in silence. Your brain feels loved, because this is what love looks like in sleep: safety, restoration, letting go. This stage may be 10 minutes, but it is precious. It is the moment you cross from waking effort to sleeping trust. No more goals, no more structure. You are dissolving, gently, perfectly. Your sense of time has gone. The stories in your head have floated apart. You are not thinking anymore. You are being. In just a moment, you'll slip into stage 2, where memory is replayed, muscles quiet completely, and brain spindles flicker in bursts of light. But not yet. Stay here for one more breath, and one more. Let this liminal space hold you. You are between worlds, and that is a sacred place to be. You are passing through the portal, and what lies beyond is deeper rest than you can imagine. You are not falling. You are being received. You are not escaping. You are returning to yourself, There is a moment when the door clicks shut. You don't hear it. It's as if the world behind youth of thoughts, the noise, the lists and roles and worries, has finally slipped beyond reach. Still there, perhaps, but sealed away, like voices behind thick glass, or echoes in a distant room you no longer belong to. This is stage to sleep, the soft lock, the threshold beyond which the waking world cannot follow. You are still, and so is everything inside you. If stage 1 was a veil, then stage 2 is a gate, firm but gentle, protective, not restrictive. The mind settles here for the longest time each night, roughly 45 to 55% of your entire sleep cycle. A place not of dreams, but of preservation, of coordination, of healing silence. This is where the body becomes immobile, where conscious awareness shuts off, and where your brain begins one of its most sacred tasks: memory. Not just saving it, rewriting it, reweaving it into the fabric of self. Inside your brain, something extraordinary is happening. Tiny bursts of electrical activity, known as sleep spindles, begin to appear on your EEG. These are rapid waves, pulsing between 12 and 15 hertz, lasting for only a second or two at a time. But they are powerful. Each spindle is like a shimmering signal sent between the thalamus and cortex to help lock down your consciousness. They protect you. They block out external noise. They reinforce your detachment from the outside world. A door creaks. A dog barks in the distance. But you don't wake. The sleep spindles intercept the signal. They hush it and allow your slumber to continue. They are your night guards, keeping your inner castle quiet and undisturbed. At the same time, other waves emerge. These are large, single waves, brief, but bold, triggered, either internally or by small external stimuli. Think of them as the brain's check-in moments. A door shuts nearby, and your brain asks, "Do I need to wake up?" The K-complex appears, scans the situation, and then, often, waves it away. No, it seems to say, let them sleep. These waves also play a role in memory consolidation, a quiet handoff between the hippocampus, where short-term memory lives, and the where long-term memory resides. Tonight, the stories of your deitch face you saw. Each sentence you spoke will pass through these filters. Some memories will be strengthened, others forgotten. This is not failure. This is efficiency. Your brain keeps what you need and clears what you don't. Like a gardener trimming the overgrowth, Your sleeping mind is pruning your experience into meaning. Breathe softly now. Let the rhythm slow. There is no need to force anything. Your body is already in sync. Heart rate lowered, blood pressure reduced, muscle tone deeply relaxed. Your sympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for alertness, fight, and flight, is now quiet. It has yielded to the parasympathetic, which governs digestion, healing, and peace. This shift allows your organs to recalibrate. Your gut enters a slower rhythm. Your kidneys ease their pace. Your liver begins its nightly work of filtering and rebuilding. Inside your bone marrow, white blood cells, leukocytes, are being prepared. Your immune system is not asleep. It is recalibrating, repairing, restoring its army, and all of it happens in the stillness of stage 2. There's something else now, a kind of weightlessness, not the kind astronauts feel, but the kind your nervous system creates, because your brain has now severed voluntary control over your muscles. You are not paralyzed, that will come in REM. But here, in stage 2, you are immobile by surrender. The brainstem motor neurons that typically carry commands from the cortex to the body are being inhibited. You no longer shift position constantly. You are held by stillness. Not imposed, but invited. The body has found a comfortable posture, and the brain is content to leave it there. This physical calm is essential. It gives your body the space to repair. Collagen synthesis begins. Muscle tissue is monitored. Even micro tears from daily movement are assessed. Stage 2 may feel uneventful, but inside you, it is sacred work. Let's return to the brain. You are no longer thinking in language, no internal monologue, no planning, no counting. Your thoughts, if they still arise, are soft pulses of abstract shape, not full ideas, just impressions. And in the background, the thalamocortical circuits fire their gentle spindles, intermittently creating electrical echoes like lightning behind clouds. Scientists believe these spindles are also linked to learning. When you study something new, a word, a movement, a skill, stage to sleep helps decide whether to keep it. And if the brain deems it important, sleep spindles help strengthen the neural connections involved. This is why good sleep is essential for students, performers, and problem solvers. Sleep doesn't just store what you learned, it improves it. Tonight, your mind is choosing which pathways to reinforce, which memories to polish, which skills to deepen. And you don't have to try. Your body already knows how. Let's go even deeper. Inside the brain's astrocytes, specialized support cells, the glymphatic system begins its cleansing process. This newly discovered system acts like a night crew in your neural corridors. It flushes out beta amyloid, tau proteins, and other waste products that accumulate during wakefulness. Think of it as a gentle tide washing through the brain tissue, rinsing, filtering, restoring balance. This system is up to 60% more active during sleep than wakefulness, because only in this stillness, this inner quiet, can the cells shrink, the channels open, and the cerebrospinal fluid flow freely. It is like spring cleaning every night inside your skull, and it happens silently, beautifully, as you sleep. Time has no shape here. Minutes lose their edges. You are not watching a clock. You are floating in rhythm. Feel the air move in. Feel it move out. Each breath is a tide. Each exhale is a release. You do not need to achieve anything. you have already arrived. By now, your body temperature has dropped even further, a full degree, perhaps more. This thermoregulation is key. It conserves energy, protects the heart, improves oxygen efficiency. Even your glucose metabolism shifts. Insulin sensitivity recalibrates. The body balances blood sugar and hormone levels with exquisite precision. And while this happens, the mind remains still. Not asleep in a void, but anchored in a state of quiet work. Let yourself feel it, the safety, the warmth, the deep knowing. You are in the soft lock, and from here you will not be pulled back into wakefulness easily. The world could whisper to you, call your name, drop something, but your sleep spindles hold the line. Your thalamus protects the gates, and your body, entrusting itself to the night, lets go. You are inside sleep now, held, repaired, reset. Ahead of you lies deep sleep, the realm of delta waves, cellular restoration, and the great repair of body and soul. But not yet. Stay here just a little longer. Let stage 2 hold you. You are not missing anything. You are not behind. You are exactly where your nervous system, your heart, your muscles need you to be here now. Still, you are safe. You are soft. You are locked into sleep. And your body quiet, brilliant, evolved over eons, is doing everything you need it to do. You are now in the quiet lands. The noise of the day has faded. The world outside your skin has gone silent, and the world inside you has just begun to speak. This is not the kind of sleep where dreams float, not yet. This is the realm beneath, the surface, the deep, still sea of rest, where your body does what it cannot do in waking life. It repairs, it renews, it remembers what you are. You have crossed into slow wave sleep, also called stage 3 NREM. It is the most sacred, most essential, and most elusive part of the night. This is when your body becomes a sanctuary. Let's begin. Deep sleep begins with a soft surrender, as your brain waves slow to delta rhythms, slow wide, rolling waves. Your heart follows. Your pulse drops. Your blood pressure gently lowers. Imagine your heart now not working, but resting. The way a violin is not abandoned when laid in velvet. Just paused, just protected. It has been pumping relentlessly since before you were born. Even in dreams, it has labored for you. But now it is finally allowed to slow. The arteries relax like tree roots in loosened soil. The veins, no longer clenched, become quiet streams. This is not sleep, this is peace. And as the cardiovascular system quiets, a signal is sent through your nervous system. Stand down, it says. The danger is past. And now, while you lie still, your brain begins its most miraculous nightly task, cleansing itself. During the day, your brain is a storm of electrical activity, thoughts, sights, sounds, memories, worries, language, and all of that activity leaves behind waste. Microscopic byproducts like beta-amyloid tau proteins and excess ions. Tiny things, but left unchecked, they clutter the synapses. They slow the spark. But in deep sleep, something extraordinary happens. The brain's glymphatic system, a kind of cleaning crew made of glial cells and cerebrospinal fluid, kicks into high gear. Your brain literally shrinks slightly during this phase, making room for the waves of fluid to wash over it, rinsing out toxins, carrying them away. It's like rain falling on city streets after a long day. rinsing everything clean before morning comes again. This is why people who don't sleep deeply feel foggy. Their minds were never swept, but your mind is being cleansed as you listen. Right now, the gates of restoration are open. Let's drift deeper. Down now to the very smallest part of you, the cell. All 37 trillion of them. Every tissue in your body, skin, liver, bones, muscles, lungs is made of cells. And every day, those cells face damage. Tiny tears, oxidative stress, sunlight, pollution, motion, aging, living wears us down. But deep sleep is when the repairs begin. Your body increases production of growth hormone, especially from the pituitary gland at the base of your brain. This hormone acts like a signal flare, telling tissues, it's time. Rebuild, heal, strengthen. Muscle fibers torn by use are stitched back stronger. Skin cells are regenerated. Bones, though silent, are subtly restored. It happens slowly, quietly, without drama, without you lifting a finger. All you had to do was rest. And now, your body is healing in a language older than words. You may notice, if you were awake enough to notice, that your limbs now feel heavier, or maybe they feel distant, almost not there. That's because your sympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for fight or flight, has dialed itself down to its lowest setting. Your parasympathetic nervous system, the one for rest and digest, is in control now. It slows the breath, regulates digestion, eases inflammation, promotes blood flow to the intestines, the kidneys, the liver. This is a system that only works when it feels safe. So if it's working now, you are safe. Let that knowledge settle into you. You are not in danger. You are not being chased. You are not required to solve anything tonight. Your nervous system has stood guard for you all day. Now it curls beside you and sleeps. Perhaps the most astonishing thing happening right now, as you drift in this deep well of stillness, is how your immune system uses sleep as its weapon. In deep sleep, your body ramps up production of cytokines, tiny proteins that act as messengers between immune cells. They guide T cells and B cells, summon antibodies, trigger defense mechanisms. If you've ever noticed that you get sick faster when sleep deprived, this is why. Your body needs this window, this very one you are inside, to stockpile its defenders. Viruses are less effective in a well-rested body. Inflammation is better regulated. Wounds heal faster. You are, quite literally, being fortified by sleep. Right now, as you lie motionless, you are growing stronger. Though your conscious mind is quiet, your hippocampus, the brain's memory center, is not. During deep sleep, it begins the process of consolidation. It reviews what you've learned, what you've felt, what you've noticed, even for a flicker. Important memories are moved into long-term storage. Unnecessary fragments are gently discarded. Your dreams may not be here yet, but something dreamlike is already occurring, sorting, prioritizing, releasing. This is why people who get deep sleep are better at problem solving. They are more emotionally regulated. They are more resilient, because their minds are not cluttered with yesterday's dust. Tonight, your mind is pruning, trimming the overgrowth, letting go of what you don't need to carry anymore. Everything around you now has slowed. Your body has become a temple of stillness. And yet, inside that stillness, so much is happening. Your blood is circulating more efficiently. Your tissues are being rebuilt. Your brain is being cleaned, your hormones are balancing, your immune system is calibrating, and all of it is happening because you dared to stop. In a world that never stops moving, you allowed yourself this pause. You did something ancient. You slept, and in that sleep, you remembered that you are not a machine. You are an organism, a living, breathing miracle in need of rest. As we reach the end of this part of the journey, you may notice the thoughts have slowed, your breath quieter, your limbs heavier. You've now been in deep sleep long enough for its effects to ripple through every system. You may not remember it in the morning, but your body will. Every inch of you that has been held in tension is now unwinding. Every part that was waiting for permission to repair is already healing. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. Breathe into that. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. You are already inside the sanctuary. Let the waves of rest keep washing over you. The night is still long, and your body is wise. Stay here, float here, heal here, until the dawn. The body lies still now, suspended in the hush between stars and dawn. Muscles slack, heartbeat low, breathing shallow and rhythmic. Not in the outer world, but within the cathedral of the mind. 1,000 lights flicker back on. After hours of silence, the brain begins to blaze again, not to wake, but to dream. You are now entering REM sleep, rapid eye movement. It's called paradoxical sleep for a reason, because here the body is deeply paralyzed, held still by a chemical break. Yet the brain, it's nearly as active as it is when you're wide awake, sometimes even more so. Your eyes twitch behind closed lids, not randomly, but vividly, as if watching a film projected from inside your soul. This is where the story changes. This is the theater of dreams. If we could lift the lid of your skull right now and peer inside, we would not see stillness, we would see fire. The pons, a small but mighty region in the brainstem, sends signals upward like a conductor, waking an orchestra. It activates the thalamus, your sensory switchboard, allowing fragments of memory, sensation, and subconscious thought to rise like mist. World, a riddle, a story, faces you haven't seen in years, places that never existed, languages you've never learned, yet somehow understand. All swirl together in the mind's private cinema, and the amygdala emotional processing hub glows. Hot, fear, joy, longing, shame. These aren't just stories. They are feelings you forgot you needed to feel. This is not just a show. It's therapy. Biological, emotional, essential. For centuries, humans asked why we dream. Was it prophecy? Madness? Wish fulfillment? Now, science tells a more intimate truth. Dreams are emotional regulators. They allow your brain to safely revisit stress and trauma in a sandbox of imagination, playing out scenarios without real-world consequence. This way, dreaming is like overnight therapy. It takes the painful edge off difficult memories. It doesn't erase the event, but it softens the sting. It helps you cope. It teaches you that pain is survivable. REM sleep also helps integrate new learning, especially emotional learning. You don't just remember facts better after REM. You remember how you felt. You refine your intuition. You become wiser in ways that logic alone can't explain. While you're dreaming, your hippocampus, the memory librarian of the brain's hard at work. It decides which memories to keep and which to let go. It's sorting the day's experiences. This moment was important. Keep it. That detail was noise discarded. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and self-control, goes offline during REM. Why? So your dreams can roam freely without being censored, without your inner critic saying, "That doesn't make sense." Dreams break rules. They mix timelines. They bend space. They let you fly and fall, weep and heal all without risk. In this chaos is a strange order. And sometimes, after dreaming, you wake up knowing something you didn't know the night before. A solution, a realization, a subtle shift in your heart. That is the wisdom of REM. But while your mind dances through alternate worlds, your body is gently shackled. This is called REM atonia, built-in safety feature of your nervous system. Your brain floods your spinal cord with glycine and GABA, inhibitory neurotransmitters that switch off motor neurons. This keeps you from acting out your dreams. You are not meant to move now. You are meant to travel inward. Paralysis. You'd rise and run chasing shadows of your imagination. In people with REM behavior disorder, this safeguard fails. They punch, kick, leap from beds. It reminds us how real dreams feel, even if we forget them in the morning. But for most, REM is a quiet performance behind the curtain of the body. No movement, only breath, eyes, and light within. Why do you dream of oceans when you're anxious? Why do the faces of the dead visit you without warning? Science can explain the mechanics of REM, but it still bows before its poetry. Freud believed dreams were wish fulfillment. Jung thought they were the voice of the collective unconscious. Modern researchers believe dreams are a simulation engine. They help you rehearse danger, test solutions, and practice empathy, but not always with clarity. Dreams speak in metaphor. They echo your waking life, but twist it. They hide your fears in mazes, your hopes in doorways, your grief in songs you've never heard. And when you wake, most of it vanishes. Not because it wasn't real, but because it wasn't meant to stay. Dreams are compost. They dissolve into the soil of your psyche and nourish your waking life from underneath. Your first REM cycle, tonight, lasted only 5 to 10 minutes. But now, deep into the night, each REM stage grows longer. By this sixth part of your journey, your current REM may last 30 to 45 minutes. That's almost a full movie every night. Not just watched, but lived, written, directed, and felt from within. And unlike a waking story, you don't just observe the plot. You are the plot. You are the world. So what happens if you don't get enough REM? It's not just that you're tired. You become emotionally fragile, irritable, reactive. You struggle to process loss, to tolerate stress, to let things go. Your brain didn't get its overnight cleanse. In soldiers with PTSD, REM sleep is often disrupted because the brain refuses to revisit trauma. But without that nightly processing, the trauma lingers, unhealed. It is during REM that nightmares may appear. But it's also where they lose their power. Your brain faces the dragons and learns they cannot hurt you here. By now, your body has healed. Your cells have regenerated. Your muscles have repaired. But your mind is still in motion, sculpting the next version of you. REM is not rest. It is reconstruction. It is the space where emotion, memory, creativity, and intuition are rewired. Some of your wildest ideas are born here. Great scientists, composers, writers, they've all spoken of dreams delivering breakthroughs. Kekiel dreamed of a snake biting its own tail, giving him the structure of benzene. Mary Shelley dreamed of a monster assembled from corpses, and even Einstein dreamed of sledding down beams of light. So if you've ever awoken with a strange idea, a sudden knowing, thank REM, you are in your final dream of the night now. In a little while, light will touch your closed lids. Your brain will reduce melatonin. Your cortisol will begin to rise, but not yet. There is still time to wander this last landscape of the mind, to listen to your subconscious paint with the colors of memory and emotion. Let it wash over you. You do not need to understand it. You only need to receive it, like a gift hand-delivered by the universe, wrapped in silence, addressed to the parts of you that don't speak but still feel. You are dreaming now, and dreaming is healing. Let it continue. Let your breath stay slow. Let your limbs remain soft. Let your mind float free. The theater of dreams has one more show to play, and you are its honored guest. The sky is still silver. The air is weightless, and somewhere within the folds of your mind, light begins to whisper. Not loudly, not suddenly, but gently. If dawn itself had learned to speak in sighs, you are not yet awake, but you are no longer fully asleep. This space between night and morning, between unconsciousness and return, is sacred. For just a moment, the world is suspended. The heartbeat is soft, the breath slow. You do not know your name, or your plans, or your phone. You are only here. This is awakening. Not the jolt of an alarm clock or the demand of schedules, but the quiet re-entry of the soul into its vessel. From a biological perspective, awakening is not a single event. It is a choreography, a series of slow, complex, and elegant steps. It begins in the brainstem, where sleep and wake centers balance power. As the final REM cycle fades, your brain gradually raises the cortisol levels, your natural morning hormone, not to stress you, but to alert you. Cortisol peaks around sunrise, syncing with your circadian rhythm, nudging your body into readiness. The suprachiasmatic, tiny clock behind your eyes detects even faint morning light through your closed eyelids. This light begins a chemical cascade. Melatonin drops, dopamine rises, your temperature begins to climb, your muscles stir, and then, slowly, like the fog lifting from a mountain lake, consciousness returns. But here's the wonder, your default. In those first 5 minutes of waking, your mind is still half in the world of metaphor, memory, and mystery. That's why dreams linger. That's why the world feels magical right after sleep. You are not just waking up. You are remembering. And yet, sometimes waking feels heavy, like dragging yourself through syrup. This phenomenon has a name: sleep inertia. Sleep inertia is the cognitive fog that occurs when you wake up too suddenly, especially from deep or REM sleep. You may feel disoriented, clumsy, slow to think. It lasts between 15 to 60 minutes, depending on sleep quality, the phase you woke from, and how aligned your internal clock is with your environment. This is your brain protecting itself. It's not meant to shift gears instantly. Just as a diver must rise slowly from the depths to avoid decompression sickness, the mind must surface carefully from the ocean of sleep, honoring that gentle rise with natural light, silence. Breath can reduce sleep inertia and make your mornings luminous instead of jarring. You may not remember your dreams, but they remember you. In the hours after you wake, your brain begins a sorting process, pulling dream fragments into memory, emotion, and even creativity. Dreams aren't meaningless, static, according to theory of emotional processing. REM dreams help your brain rewire emotional memories, rehearsing scenarios, dissolving threats, resolving inner conflict. Did you notice how sometimes, after a good night's sleep, a problem feels smaller, or a fear has lost its edge? That's REM at work. That's your brain behind the curtain, rearranging the emotional furniture of your psyche. In dreams, the amygdala emotion center is active, while the prefrontal cortex, your logic gate, rests. This is why dreams feel intense but strange. It's your brain playing with feelings like colors unbound by grammar or reason. And when you wake, that artwork is left behind in subtle brushstrokes on your mood, your outlook, your soul. By the time you wake, a miraculous list of repairs has already been made. Your immune system has strengthened. T cells were restored. Inflammation markers lowered. Your brain cleared toxins via the glymphatic system, flushing out waste like beta. Your emotional regulation was rebalanced. The amygdala is calmer, the prefrontal cortex stronger. Your memories were sorted and stored. The hippocampus encoded what mattered. Your muscles were repaired, growth hormone released. Your metabolism reset its rhythm, prepping for a new day. All of this happened while you drifted in a dream. Sleep is not passive. It is deeply, furiously active. And now you emerge not just rested. Morning is more than a time on the clock. It is a metaphor. A return to wake is to reclaim the self that lay quiet all night. To remember who you are, not just your name or job or obligations, but your longings, your joys, your peculiarities. Your light. And yet, the best mornings carry a whisper of the dream still in them. That's why writers, poets, and mystics speak of the veil between worlds being thin at dawn, because the dreaming brain hasn't fully shut its gates. The metaphors are still close. The unconscious still hums like a cello string long after the bow has lifted. If you sit quietly at the edge of your bed, before scrolling, before speaking, you may still hear the echo of the ocean you just swam through all night. And in that silence, you meet yourself. As the day begins, your circadian rhythm resets. Light anchors your body to time. Blue wavelengths from the morning sky signal to your eyes, it's day. Be alert. Your melatonin production pauses, scheduled to resume roughly 14 to 16 hours later, and the great cycle begins again. You may feel as if nothing happened, as if sleep was just a blur between Netflix and breakfast. But inside your cells, your neurons, your subconscious sand, entire restoration has taken place. And tonight, it will begin again. Like the tide returning, like the stars coming home. So here you are, awake, not just physically, but emotionally, cognitively, spiritually. Sleep did not erase you. It polished you. It reminded you who you were when all distractions were gone. And now you rise, not empty, but full. Full of dreams you don't recall. Full of healing you didn't feel, full of possibilities you haven't yet imagined. As your eyes adjust to the light as the day opens its hands to you. Remember this: you are not the same as when you closed your eyes. You are renewed, and in this quiet victory, this return from the night, you carry the oldest wisdom of the body. To rest is to survive. To dream is to understand. To wake is to begin again.